Today, I want to talk about GMO in food. Really talk about the pros, really talk about the cons to it. Now, before I begin, down below there's a link, and if you click on it, I'm giving away a free video guide that shares a bunch of tips on shopping for supplements as well as a herbal medicine out there. Now, DNA is really the blueprint for life, and very smart people in the science community have figured out ways to kind of tweak with the DNA of plants and really alter them and give them more positive traits. And there's a lot of these positive traits. For example, they can make it so plants are more resistant to dying, which is good for the plants. And what we do is we can insert this DNA, this positive trait, directly into the plant, and therefore it makes it genetically modified. So there's a whole debate whether going natural or scientifically tweaking with things is better, and it's a whole ideology debate on that. And of course, plants can benefit so they don't die. That's good for the plants. But in this video, I really want to focus on us and how GMO impacts our health specifically and the pros and cons to it. Now, one positive thing about GMO food and plants that a lot of people really overlook is that they can make it so they're resistant to insects. You might be thinking, well, how does that impact us? Well, here's the thing. So farmers, what they do is they use pesticides and chemicals and they spray it on these plants so they don't die from the insects. And then what happens is we eat the plants, and that's not good for us. Now, with GMO plants, that farmers don't need to spray them with chemicals and pesticides. Therefore, we don't eat the pesticides. That's very, very good because pesticides are very, very bad when it comes to our health. Okay? Now, for example, a study at the UC Berkeley found that a 6 times increase risk for autism disorders when it comes to children and women who are exposed to pesticides. Plus, a study found that kids, when they're around their parents that use pesticides, were twice as likely to get brain cancer than kids who are not exposed to pesticides. That wasn't enough. There's evidence that pesticides are not good for the systems that control hormones as well as reproduction, and there's a lot more like cancer and stuff, which of course makes sense. So that's great, great news. More really good news about GMO in food is that they could be a lot better for the environment. A study by the Oklahoma State University has shown GMO in crops require less chemicals, time, tools, and reduce greenhouse effects, and that's improving the quality of the land, the water, and reducing soil erosion. So it's better for the environment. That's definitely a good thing as well. Plus, GMO in crops can make foods more nutritional. Now, around the world, people still suffer from malnutrition, and it causes a lot of problems. So therefore, giving a plant a positive trait of, say, a certain vitamin that a lot of people are deficient in a part of the world could be so beneficial to someone's health. So that's huge right there in itself. That was enough. Another benefit is, well, it can make plants not die, and therefore there's more food to feed people that are hungry. That definitely is a good thing when it comes to GMO and food. So those are really big 4 positives, but there's a lot more. GMO in food can make it so that foods taste better. That's definitely a good thing. And give them a longer shelf life, which is a huge positive. You might be thinking, well, how? Well, here's the thing. A lot of companies use preservatives so their food doesn't die. And preservatives are bad, kind of like pesticides and chemicals. You don't want to eat a lot of preservatives. So tweaking with plants, giving them so they have longer shelf life, maybe they don't need these preservatives, and that helps us, as you can see, right? So there's a lot of positives. They're huge. Of course, there are some negatives to GMO in food, which I do want to talk about. One negative is that some people really just have an allergic reaction to food that's genetically modified, and their body just doesn't like it. That is one negative. Another one is that GMO food has antibiotic features built into them so they don't die and they survive longer. And when you eat the food that has these antibiotic features, well, they persist in your body and it can make antibiotic medicine less effective. That is a theory out there. However, there are tons of herbs that have an insane amount of antibiotic qualities, so there's a way around that. And thirdly, um, GMO in food may cause cancer, and there's a big controversial debate on that in itself. For example, there's a study in the Journal of Food and Chemical Toxicology that linked GMO food in cancer in rats. However, that study was retracted. Some people feel that it can, some people feel that it can't. So there's debate. There's no concrete evidence that it can, but I did just want to bring it up because I found it. And there are a couple other negatives out there, but I looked at it and it seemed that there's no concrete evidence for it. Okay, now if you want to learn a lot more when it comes to, say, herbs out there and the antibiotic quality they bring, I highly encourage you to click on that link below where I'm giving away this free video guide that goes into, say, supplements, herbs, alternative medicine, in just a whole lot more detail. Because the cool thing about herbs is they can do some really incredible stuff, okay? For example, there's herbs out there that have proven to reduce bad cholesterol just as much as statin drugs, and you don't get the side effects. You don't get the free radicals. So there's so many positive things they can bring to the table. There's herbs out there that instantly boost your immune system a ton, that can help fight off like a herpes infections, a cold or sickness or anything like that. And there's so much more like alternative medicine that can really fight off health ailments that a lot of people don't know about. And the best part about it, though, is I also show really simple ways to get these herbs and the best way to save a ton of money on herbs, and just a lot of great information and tips to sink your teeth into that can save you money, do great things for your health, and is somewhat entertaining. I think so. So if you want to learn more, just click on the link below to get that free video guide. Anyways, I hope this video might have been useful. I know GMO is a very controversial topic. People have strong feelings about it. If there's something that I missed, please leave a comment. If you felt that GMO is a danger, is maybe this or that, I didn't mention it, then leave a comment. Show some evidence too, though. That's good. And anyways, until next time, cheers. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and take it easy. Bye.